Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another podcast of TBH Media of 905 and 808, episode 2. Today, I am honored and I'm excited to have a guest coming from Atlanta, PBTHEDON, artist that just dropped his new single, Change. Really catchy tune, really good message. So today we're going to be tuning in on what he has to say about his music, about his upcoming projects, and many more. So let's get started. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 905 and 808. I'm honestly really amazed and excited to have PBTHEDON from Atlanta today. He just dropped a new single from... Yeah, man.
I can be here, man. Appreciate you.
He just dropped a new single called Change. I'll honestly link out all the social media down below once the podcast is finished. You'll have a chance to check him out, man. And he brought a really nice music video as well. So
yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Go get that. All streaming platforms, YouTube.
And man, let's start. How you started in the music game? Honestly, like what got you into pursuing music? Actually, just starting yourself in there.
So I went to Morehouse. That's why I went to college here in Atlanta. And just like in Atlanta, this city, like, I mean, if you follow hip hop, you know, like Future, Young Thug, me, like it's just a big hip hop city. So it was always around. And actually in high school, like we did this project where like it was called 20 Time, where you spend 20% of your time like trying something new. And in that project, I started like I was writing raps, writing lyrics. And I mean, like during that semester, I probably wrote like 10, 15 raps, but I was recording them on like my iPhone and like speakers. I mean, not speakers, my iPhone and those little earbuds. And so like my quality wasn't great. And so I kind of thought like, I just thought I wasn't good because I didn't know anything about the studio mixing. Like I didn't know how you really made music. And so I'd stopped after that. And then my senior year of college, my friend, he goes by Swavy Jew, dope artist also. Like he started making music. And I was really kind of like helping manage him, like, you know, giving him ideas. Like he does some events and I'd go to the spot and make sure things are beforehand. But I went to the studio with him once and like saw how it's done. And, you know, I jumped in the booth to test it out, try it myself. And once I got in there and heard my voice, it was like, oh, this is how it works. Like I was like, got to writing raps again and I was back in there and never looked back.
Yeah, man, it's a whole different experience and it's a big process, honestly. Sometimes what's crazy is when you go to the studio, like you already have an idea in hand or like a little bit of lyrics, but then you're like, whoa, it doesn't sound how I want it to, or like you're like, there's so much to the process too.
I mean, it's definitely like a feel thing. And it's like what I've known, like every studio is different, every engineer is different. And it's like you just really have to come in with a creative, open mind. And that's how you get your best stuff.
Yeah. And always the best thing is like to build the relationship with them too, because these are the guys who are gonna make like your final product like actually sound good, right? They know like so much crazy little details, like it's insane.
Yeah. I actually tried it. Like, I want to learn how to do that stuff myself. Like, that it's like really interesting. Like, it's science, to be honest.
Yeah, man, it takes a lot of time, man. And like, there's people like in the game that have been doing it for like 20 plus years. Like, it's crazy, and they're still learning. Like, it just keeps going. Like, it never stops. And man, so I saw that you have Change. Like you just came out with Change. Is that the direction of your music that you want to go into, more like a meaningful message, more like J. Cole or Kendrick kind of feel, where you're more conscious, more of the conscious rap feel to it?
Yeah, so for me, like I honestly, with my goals in music, I always want to be known as somebody that says something, and I always want to be authentic. Like for me, like it wouldn't make sense for me to be rapping about like APs, Richard Millie's, when it's just like it's not what I have, and it's not really like what I'm looking for now. And like Change, to be honest, like interesting story. That was the second song I ever recorded. Like ever. Yeah, I
Wow.
recorded that in my first studio session, and like I hold a lot of my songs a long time, and then like as I listened through, I was like, dang, like with coronavirus and everything that's going on, like I feel like this would be a good song to drop like right now, and like I think it was
Yeah.
perfect. So yeah,
No, for sure, man. Like I love the message behind it, and it's it just talks about like how some people, man, like some are like actually close to you and some are not really in your best interest.
yeah,
And I want to bring up like the fact that it's really important to have like a really good support, especially in that game, man, because the
yeah.
music industry is going to be like, it's a very tough industry and you need people to really count in because things can go like really quick, like right or left, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have like I'm blessed. I have a great circle, and like the people around me are the people like just to have the confidence to do music and put it out, and like to know that I have like, and you don't even need a lot of people. Like I don't would never see myself rolling with a gang of like 20, 30, but like I got
Yeah.
my core five that are just like, you know, anything. Like any song I make, they're getting it off rip, and like they'll let me know if it's hot or not. But like besides that,
Hmm.
just like, you know, when people like it's crazy how people will hate on you. Like, even it's like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm like, damn, I don't even have much to hate on at this point. So it's like, you know, why are you being towards me? But like, people that got your back and you know are your support system, like that's everything.
Yeah, that's huge, bro. Like, um, that's the thing, man. Like, as a musician, we like share a world, like our personal world and like our stories to the public, right? And not
Right.
everyone's gonna be like nice about it or like
Yeah.
it's weird, right?
And then it's especially because like me and people, we make music from like, I make music from myself and my own worldview. Like I'm not a character. Like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have a character that makes music. So like the stuff that I'm talking about is personal and like real to me. So it's like, yeah, I feel like it takes on another level of sensitivity and like ownership, you know?
Mm-hmm. And honestly, bro, I gotta say, like the quality was pretty good, man. For a second song that you recorded, wow. Like you
I
actually,
appreciate it.
you actually did like way better than like how I recorded my second song. That's pretty insane, man. Like
I
I could
appreciate it.
definitely see
Really.
the potential coming up, honestly, bro.
Thank you, man.
Um, and then I was gonna say, like, how did you come up with your video guy? Was he someone that you knew, or you just contact him on IG or Facebook?
Beauty of the internet, man. So he
Yeah.
another artist that I know, I saw him do a video. I just saw he'd had a dope video and I looked who did it, and like from that point I was the Yemenist guy. Like because
Mm-hmm.
I'm in live in New York for the most part, right? And so when I got back to Atlanta and knew I was gonna have more time to get some real workout, I'm like, nah, this guy, like he was on my list. This guy I had to get a video with him. And like he's dope. His
Yeah.
name he's on IG at Molly Put You On. Like the kid super talented.
Yeah, man. That was actually a really, really good, well-made video. It fit
Yeah,
well with the vibe, man. It was nice.
yeah, and
Um,
that like you know when you're creating, when you see somebody that sees the vision you have for it, like
yes.
I could tell as he listened to the song before the shoot, and it was like we were working together to fit the vibe of that song, and I think it was perfect.
Yeah, man. Honestly, bro, like you should definitely like stay with him, man. Like kind of build
Yeah,
your brand with that.
facts.
It's and then you guys will just like level up together pretty much.
Let's
Um,
go.
so man, do you have any like projects coming up or like right now you're just trying to see like how that single is gonna go or
Yeah,
what's your
so
next move?
I want to push the single now, but like I'm always working. So I'm working on a joint EP with Swavy Jew, who's the artist that I first started with. I'm working on a joint EP with him. That'll probably be my next release. Probably like a 3-4 song deal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then after that, I'm gonna continue. Actually, in March, I released my first full length project, which is called The Paradox of Ambition. That's streaming everywhere too. So still pushing that, but probably I would want to say around September, October, sometime around this fall, I will put my second project out, which is like really like
Nice.
the growth between the first one. First of all, the first one's dope. Like you gotta listen to Paradox of Ambition, but like
Yeah, definitely got to check that one out for sure.
yeah, just the growth from that to this next one is gonna be like amazing.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah, man, that's dope. I'm looking forward to it, man. Like, does it have the same vibe as Change, or is it more like a storytelling, like more like in depth of what you like, the
So
things you want to see?
I feel like Change is like I think that's a great introductory song to me.
Yeah.
Like in terms of sound wise and what I'm talking about. No, I do like that's not my only topic. Like I definitely have a big side of me that talks about relationships, past relationships, future relationships that I'm looking for. I have some political views I express on my songs too. Like the subject matter, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be conceptual in terms of like a Kendrick Lamar album where I'm telling one story, but I'm still like I feel like I'm crafting the narrative of who I am as an artist throughout it. You know.
Nice. No, that's good, man. And you want to have like that versatility where you can kind of get like a little bit of different audience. Like,
and I definitely got some bangers on there too. We got fun music too for you too. So.
And that's perfect, man. Like one thing I know, man, like about ATL is that like you guys love to have fun, man. Like just throw bangers out and just like having a good time, man.
Yeah.
So shit, man. That's one city I definitely got to visit eventually, man. Really looking forward to it, man. Yeah, man.
Let me know.
Oh.
You hear me?
Yeah, I lost you for a sec, bro. Can you hear me?
I said, let me know whenever you come to the A, man. We'll make sure to show you some love down here.
Yeah, for sure, bro. That'll be fun, man. I'll be down for sure. Man.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you talked a little bit about relationships and like we always talked a little bit about that. Another really big topic in music, man, is like just like how like mental health like affects artists or like how to cope with that, right? Like you always hear like a bunch of artists talking about using like drugs and stuff like that because like they've been going through a lot. I know it's kind of dark and all, but man, like what really like got you to like stay strong and like stay committed to like your process? I'm not sure what else you're doing beside music, but what's your thing to like stay healthy and like stay like motivated to do your thing?
So like I gotta be, for me, like it is music. Like music is my release. So like outside of that, I work on Wall Street. Like I work a very busy schedule, like sometimes like 60 to 70-hour weeks. And just like that is a very taxing grind.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And music is my outlet where I can like, first of all, just be myself, you know, like when you work in the jobs and different environments, you know, it's like you put on a face, you do what you have to do to fit in. But like in my music, I'm all me. And so like my music is that expression. Like for me, if I go like a week when I don't get in the studio and I'm not making something, then that's when I feel like my mental health starts to like mess up. Get that release, you know? And like I know like drugs is a prevalent topic in today's music, and you know, I just gotta like definitely don't want to talk down on anybody who like that's their struggle and what they deal with. But like I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't do drugs. I don't really support people doing drugs. Like I would pray that everybody can find a different ways to cope with all the problems that we go through. But like this drug stuff is serious. Like Juice WRLD was one of my favorite artists.
Oh man, rest in peace, Juice.
Big influence.
Fuck.
R.I.P. man. Like and then so that stuff is real and it's dangerous, man. And so it's like to anybody going through that may be listening, like there's other ways, you know, and just be careful with that stuff.
Yeah, man. Shit. Like thing is, I'm also like working in a different field in music, but you're right, man. Like you have to fit in. Like it's a different culture. It's a different vibe. Like you can be yourself at a certain point, but then like there's always like barriers, right? You can't just fully unleash yourself.
Yeah, music is unapologetic. It's expression, like, and you don't have to worry about like the blowback or like playing politics. It's just, you know, music is for me. It's my safest place. So
man. So in terms of aspirations, like artists that you look up for, even people like outside in the music world, like who are your like who do you look for and who you look up to actually?
So I'm big on like leadership, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like our community specifically, like being a black man, like leadership is really
Yeah.
important. So like, I'd say my biggest role model in life, who I look up to, was Barack Obama. Like, just
Mm.
the way he changed our country through leadership. And I would like my end goal, if everything happened 100% right with music, is that like I could use this to get a platform, you
Yeah.
know, say what I want and inspire people to be better. And I think hip hop is a great platform for that. Like you see people like Nas, you see people like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
They started with music, but like these are dudes that are really like, first of all, super inspiring, but also like they're beating the world. They're beating all the odds. And so if I can, first of all, like not sell myself with my music, if I can stay true to myself with music and build it to a point where enough people are listening to get that platform to do other stuff, like, you know, get a TV show, talk politics, like all that, that'd be everything I could ever wish for in life.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, with that mindset, bro, you're definitely gonna go places, man. You gotta have that strong, like that strong mindset and true passion, actually, man. Like you
Yeah.
actually need to have passion, or else like it doesn't become sustainable.
Yeah.
If you're only doing it for the money, like there, you only have a certain time before you're absolutely exhausted, because it's not just about money, man.
And
The
I
work,
think that's one of the interesting aspects, like of just my other life, who I am as a whole, and working in the industry I work in. Like
yeah,
I work, like my whole job is based around the game of money, and like I talk to various multimillionaires on an everyday basis, and what like
mm-hmm,
I've seen from the year I've graduated college is that that's not the key to happiness. It's just like, I
mm-hmm.
mean, money does make everything better. I would love to have $1 million in my
For
account
sure.
right now, but it's like, is that the overarching goal, that I want to do everything to get a buck? No, it's not. Like at the end of the day, having influence and being happy is everything.
Mm-hmm. No, it's huge, man. And yeah, man, like that it's funny because you say that, because there's a lot of rich people in this world who, they are rich, but
Hmm.
are they really wealthy, right?
Yeah,
And wealth is like measured in time and like
yeah.
quality time.
What are you
So
passing down to the next generation? You know,
yeah,
like how you
hmm
like, yeah, like
it's huge, man. Um, but honestly, bro, I was gonna say, like, it's really good that you do work in a field where you understand like how money moves, because that's
hmm
gonna help you a lot with the finance and like the economics, because like we're right now, we're living in a recession pretty much, and
yeah,
the feds are keep pumping up money, man, and like there's businesses that are closed down, like
yeah,
people losing jobs, homes, like it's pretty crazy out there, man.
yeah. No, I mean it's definitely it's tough times. Um, in a time like this, like I mean I don't want to get too financial here, but like in our world at a crazy, it's spreading at a crazy rate, and like this is a time where you're really gonna see that. And so it's like that's one thing. Again, getting a platform where like, you know, financial literacy, huge. Like, you know, you might have just gave me a song idea, to be honest, but like we got to break this stuff down, man. And I think for us to really make change, like change has always came from the youth, you know,
hmm
and like
Yeah.
as artists, we're the people that can influence the youth. Like the people are gonna listen to us sadly, more than they gonna listen to like people that have learned the game and been through it. But like people don't necessarily want to hear 50 and 60-year-olds preach to them all the time. But coming from people like us who are in it with them, I think it might, you know, give more influence to it.
Yeah, no, they definitely related more, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, that's good that you say that, man, because there's like the older generation, they have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes they lack the vision and like the feel of what we're living in, like in
Hmm.
that culture, in that age group in general. Like it's a whole different world. Like we grew
Different
up
world.
on like social media and like computers, cell phones, like that all came up when we grew up. It's like holy, but for
But it's
them,
like, yeah, our generation, we're more like, they don't want to admit it, but we're more advanced than them. Like we
yeah,
have so much information that like, I mean, you have all the information at your fingertips right there on your phone. So it's just like, I think we have more difficulty like contextualizing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're getting so much and you're downloading so much, like how do you contextualize it? How do you formulate your view, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than like then they had a much more singular view. Like their view was given to them from school, their parents, and not many other places. Like now we have so much more decisions to make because we have so much more at our fingertips.
It's very true, man. Like we have like an insane amount of information, access, education. Like sometimes it's overwhelming, man. Like it's like you see so much ads, so much information. Like now you got to gauge what's good or bad, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it can really take a toll, man. Like honestly, like you got to really be like focused and disciplined because there's just so much to learn if you are willing to, right?
Yeah, and it's the importance of guidance. Like I'm gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
I have two wonderful parents. Like I've always had like
Yeah.
good, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that could say like no one was ever looking out or like no one ever told me. Like having guidance is everything. And I think now, especially with so much that like you can't control, like think about when we have one day when we have our own kids,
Yeah.
like at least
Mm-hmm.
then like in the early days my parents could like put blocks on a computer, certain stuff like shut. There's gonna be no way that we block our kids from getting this information. No way. And so our only job can be to like guide them and contextualize it.
But yeah, man, that's big, bro. That's really big.
Yeah.
Like it's good, man. Like I don't want to get too much into parenting and all that, but it's good to to have a little bit of you let your kids like explore, but also like to give them a guidance and like educate them like a good way, like to make, especially about money, because money
Yeah.
is like big when you grow up, when you go to college. You really got to be smart about it, or else like it's really easy to lose it, right? It's really easy. But yeah, man, that's another story, another topic.
Side interview, side story.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
And so I remember you told me about one of your main goals was to kind of like say like what you wanted to say like as a platform with music,
Right.
and then eventually like be on a show and
Yeah.
kind of view your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you wanted to do like within music? Kind of like how you want to brand yourself with like a certain company or a certain brand, because you know how like Travis has like that deal with Nike,
Oh
like,
yeah.
stuff like that. So that would be like,
That would be sick. No,
yeah,
like
yeah, oh yeah.
thinking of that, like, man, like hopping into fashion would be awesome. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I'm also a big sports guy. So I played basketball like all the way from kid through high school. Like that's my favorite sport. So like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? You know how like so you're from Toronto, you know how Drake's the basically the NBA ambassador? Like I'd love to have a role like that, man, and just be just be courtside at the games doing stuff like that. And yeah, like things love to get involved with sports, acting,
Mm-hmm.
and even maybe using my background like in finance to maybe like I don't know, maybe like in because like one big push that a lot of banks are making are like in inner city communities, so like stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's something good for me to think about because I've never really necessarily thought about it in that way yet.
Yeah, more long-term vision, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
more
it's
so.
good, man. You just gotta do like your short term first, and then long term kind of comes up, right? Like you never
Yeah,
know really what happens. You kind of have a plan, but sometimes, as you know, like plans change or things
change,
change.
man,
Yeah, exactly, bro.
change.
That's why it's so real, man. Shit's so real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Bro, do you have anything else that you wanted to say or like tell us, or anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, first, just thank you for the opportunity, man. Like, to be honest, having someone else see your vision and want to talk to you about it and giving me a platform to speak, you know, I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. On everybody out there, like, that's listening, like, I know this is a trying time, coronavirus, just have faith. You know what I'm saying? Have faith, stay safe. and always be yourself. Like that's like if the biggest thing, anything, if you never hear me again, my message to you is to be yourself, have faith in yourself, and like work hard and don't be afraid to like grind. Like, you know what I'm saying? One thing like I see a lot with a lot of people in our generation specifically is that like we run away from challenge a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always believed, you know, pressure makes diamonds. Like that's a line in the song. That is a line in the song. Pressure makes diamonds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to grind, especially now while we can, so we can get to where we want to be.
Yeah, man. Wow. Honestly, man, that's like probably one of the best advice you can like definitely give out there. So, bro, like I really appreciate you to come here. Honestly, man, like it was very random how I found out about your music. Like I was one day just scrolling down my IG and then you popped in my feed and bro, like crazy. I was just like, it's crazy the power of social media and like
and everything happens for a reason, man.
I feel that too, man. I feel that too.
Yeah.
Bro, always pleasure, man, to have you here.
For sure.
We'll connect more later on.
Yeah, let's keep in touch, man.
For sure. And everyone that's watching, I'm gonna link down PB's all his links for IG, for all his new upcoming projects. And well, that's pretty much the end, man. Stay blessed and we'll keep in touch for another episode, man.
All right, peace and love, man. Be easy.
Take it easy, brother. Appreciate you a lot. Take care, man.
All right.
Si je peux réussir ma vie à récolter sans être fucking stressé. Si je peux travailler dans un domaine que j'y suis passionné. Si je peux avoir une femme qui s'accroche et se tient à mes côtés. Si je peux avoir du monde qui veulent s'entraider et progresser. Yeah, c'est comme ça qu'on va changer. Bon, fini la morale, yeah. C'est temps d'en profiter. Montréal, on célèbre mon arrivée. Une nouvelle année, plus de temps de chiller. Je me sens pas mal posé, tranquille mais entreposé, sans moi un bon rosé.